What is the integral anomaly? A bug? A program? Or is it the Messiah? One of the biggest mysteries of the Matrix is the origin of the integral anomaly, also known as the One. It is introduced as a Messiah, a being expected by many to destroy the Matrix. It is later described as an error in the equation of the Matrix system. So what exactly is the integral anomaly? Is it a program that has existed since before the creation of the Matrix? Welcome to Matrix Explained.
Welcome to the desert of the real.
Before Neo entered the picture, the people of Zion believed that a savior would arrive, the one who would destroy the Matrix. This savior would be the successor of a previous Messiah, the same one that freed the first humans from the simulation. The Red Pills believed that the Messiah could modify and destroy the simulation. But this idea of a savior was a lie. The Messianic savior never existed, and this is something that Neo discovers in Matrix Reloaded. The architect's introduction in Matrix Reloaded was when the truth of the anomaly was revealed to Neo, revealing that although Neo is human, parts of him were not. For hundreds of years, humans were subjected to multiple cycles of simulation, each cycle lasting about 100 years with reoccurring events. At the end of each cycle, the anomaly was manifested in a human. This special human was manipulated by the Oracle and guided towards meeting the architect. After meeting the architect, the anomaly is taken to the source of the simulation and triggers the restart of the Matrix cycle. This entails the complete destruction of Zion. This was supposed to be the beginning of the end for Neo. He would then have to choose a new group of humans to repopulate the new Zion.
You are the eventuality of an anomaly which, despite my sincerest efforts, I have been unable to eliminate from what is otherwise a harmony of mathematical precision.
Now, what does the Oracle have to do with any of this? The architect is the self-proclaimed father of the Matrix. He created the Matrix, but his simulations were flawed because he didn't understand human irrationality. Therefore, he needed the help of another intuitive program, the Oracle, which she eventually added the concept of choice. For the first time, the Matrix was stable, but once the simulation is about to reach 100 years of existence, the eventual anomaly occurred. This means that although the Matrix was more stable, it now had a serious flaw. The architect was left with only two options to deal with this flaw: restart the Matrix from scratch, go back to the beta versions and try to find the perfect simulation, or continue the post-choice version. The previous simulations were so unstable that the architect chose the latter. From then on, the architect would try to eliminate this anomaly in each cycle, or at the very least keep it under strict supervision. In our previous video, we talked about how the Oracle possibly created the red and blue pills as part of the choice system, and it is in the choice that created this bug in the system that gives the anomaly more powerful abilities than the administrator of the Matrix. The architect conditioned the simulation that Neo went through from childhood until the anomaly manifested itself in him. We can see on many of the tiny TV screens Neo's life from youth to adult. These scenes are available in the making of Matrix Reloaded. You can see how other children mistreated Neo and how he lived a solitary life. In other older videos, we tried to explain this integral anomaly before the Matrix Resurrections was released. Now, before we review what we thought the anomaly was and what we think it is now, we need to look into something the analyst said in the movie.
Turns out in my Matrix, the worse we treat you, the more we manipulate you, the more energy you produce. The key to it all? You and her, quietly yearning for what you don't have while dreading losing what you do.
There is something within Neo that is generating massive amounts of energy. Now, what was our original theory on this program? Imagine that the Matrix is like an online video game, where most operations are handled through a system called client server. In this system, the player's actions and inputs are sent to the server for processing. This is how most commercial online games work. However, there is another way that online games can operate. It's called a peer-to-peer system. In this system, the workload is divided among users, who shares resources such as processing power and network bandwidth directly with each other. without the need for a central server. Each user is both provider and consumer of resources. In the Matrix, the simulation would be like a peer-to-peer network, where each human functions as a server and user at the same time. This allows the Red Pills to manipulate the reality of the Matrix. By being aware of the simulation, they can influence its immediate reality with their mind. Morpheus told Neo to free his mind before jumping off the building, because fear, doubt, and disbelief are limitations that can be overcome mentally. This is why the Spoon Boy told Neo that to bend the spoon, he must first realize that there is no spoon, meaning that it can be mentally manipulated within the simulation. The machines would create a peer-to-peer network using the humans instead of relying on central servers controlled by themselves, because this configuration has its advantages. The information does not depend on a single centralized location, so if someone tried to destroy a central server, they would not be able to take down the entire simulation. In the case of the Matrix, since there is no central server, there is no specific location the Red Pills can attack, making it difficult to destroy the system. This type of network also has its disadvantages. For example, if there is a problem with one of the users, it will affect all other users. This is one of the machine's biggest concerns with this system, since the human mind is a fundamental part of the creation and maintenance of the Matrix. If someone begins to doubt the simulated reality, that doubt spreads and creates flaws in the simulation. These glitches can manifest as strange, unexpected events, such as those seen in the Animatrix. People's doubts create flaws in the simulation, and the more people doubt, the more problems occur. This creates a snowball effect, where more people notices the flaws in reality, which in turn causes more doubts and more failures. Eventually, all these faults can come together to form the Anomaly, a major threat to the Matrix system. That anomaly would destabilize the entire system, causing a massive failure visible to every human connected to the Matrix. Humans will no longer believe in the simulation, and therefore the Matrix will collapse. This is why even if 99% of the people accept the program, that 1% who don't will eventually cause the anomaly. Now, after the premiere of Matrix Resurrections, the hypothesis of the Matrix servers gained new strength. Although Thomas Anderson was a major source of power, the simulation continued to operate even without him. The integral anomaly is an error that became a program that was then used by the analyst. It was a fortunate accident for the machines. Neo can generate much energy for the Matrix, but it comes at a cost. The cost is this whole Messiah dynamic and the risk of the anomaly destroying the Matrix. But what if the anomaly is something else? Why was the anomaly created just when the false choice was added to the Matrix? The integral anomaly is a code that encapsulates the sum of all human errors, but it could be something more. What if the Messiah already existed? In Matrix 4, the analyst was trying to erase Neo's memories and keep him under control, but the memories of his past life, as well as a deep feeling of wanting to wake up, could not be suppressed. The architect had to restart the simulation to keep the anomaly at bay, but perhaps what the father interpreted as a comprehensive anomaly was the Messiah manifested in a new form. Maybe each version of the One, for the past 700 years give or take, has been the same anomaly. The body of the previous One was never seen. After Neo lost his life in Matrix 3, his body was taken by the machines, and he was integrated back into the cycle. Maybe Thomas Anderson was the Messiah all along, and the machines have always thought he was a mistake. Perhaps the reason why the architect could not find that 100% balance is because deep within the human soul is the wish to be rescued, and perhaps that's the secret behind the integral anomaly. The One might not be the sum of all errors of humanity, but rather the sum of all the desires to escape. The One is the Messiah, created by a society collectively trapped in the Matrix. Neo is the savior, and he is the integral anomaly. Or at least this is the conclusion we have reached. We've realized that the anomaly has never been completely under the control of the machines. It will always fight to free the humans. By adding choice to the equation, the Oracle accidentally gave hope to humanity, and that hope became the anomaly. But do you agree? Was it the sum of all hopes that created the integral anomaly? For Matrix Explained, please leave a like and subscribe. And thank you for visiting the Desert of the Real.